console launches these days, you can take a look at the lineup of games and you'll usually find that around half of them are sports games. They are the publisher's dream, quick and easy ports and a brand new range of potential buyers who are desperate for new games for their expensive new consoles. When the N64 was released, this wasn't the case. Early N64 adopters were starved of sports games, and in fact it wasn't until NBA Hangtime was released that the Nintendo 64 got its first basketball game. It was developed by Funcom and published by Williams Midway, and on paper it should seem the perfect game to bring out on Nintendo's new hardware. NBA Hangtime was an arcade update of the hugely successful NBA Jam series. I say update loosely here because if anything it didn't really change all that much apart from giving it a fresh lick of paint. However, if you played the arcade machine or NBA Jam games, then you'll know that this is a 2-on-2 game. 2 plus 2 equals 4, which was the exact number of ports on the front of the N64. Perfect. NBA Hangtime is probably as far away from being a simulation game as they could have gone. Sure, the basics are still there, such as a court, hoop and ball, but everything else outside of that pushes the arcade experience to whole new levels. This is both the game's strength and weakness. When you first turn it on, you'll quickly realise that there's actually very little content in the game. After all, why would there be? It's a port of an arcade game. This is also a good thing as getting into the action takes seconds, and as far as sports games go, this is an excellent title. We could sit here and argue that the game doesn't even require half of the N64's power, but you could say the same for many N64 games, and some of these are still classics. The graphics are bright and colourful, and the digitised heads of NBA players actually don't look half that bad for an early N64 game. The real fun is in the gameplay, and as you'll all know it's over the top as ever. The aim is to score points, but the fun lies in the numerous different ways of dunking the ball which really make the game stand out. The frame rate isn't all that high, but it doesn't need to be as the game still runs fluidly and never suffers from slowdown. It's always end-to-end action and trying to find the full range of dunks is quite fun. As always, if you score 3 baskets in a row with any given player, then he's on fire, and the wacky arcade action just gets elevated to even further levels. While you're on defence, you can push and shove your opponents, and there's something so satisfying about sending an opponent flying right before he was about to shoot. Thankfully, the controls are excellent. You can tweak them in the options, but essentially it's all about 3 buttons. 1 to jump and shoot, 1 to pass and check, and a turbo button. The analog stick controls are responsive and the speed of the game gives you that excitement of just about losing control while making sure that you don't. There are a few minor additions over the arcade release, such as the ability to tweak settings in the options menu, and there is also the ability to create your own baller, which has some funny choices such as being able to give your character a chicken head. There are also bags of secret codes, and you can input these before a match to add things like big head mode, and there are also secret characters to go along with the updated NBA roster. The sound does the job. The highlight and only memorable thing in this department is the announcer, who is different than in the NBA Jam game, but still does a great job of calling all the action, and for those who are wondering, yes, the "He's on fire" line is still in the game and sounds as good as ever. NBA Hangtime was pretty much panned on its release. Just look at some of the reviews online from the time to see what people thought about it back in the day, but I urge you to give it a second chance. Back then, they were expecting 3D games of Oculus Rift caliber, which was unrealistic, so some great games like this got lost under the radar. It's also a brilliant 4-player game, and you can have hours of fun in tightly contested matches with this one. So, the big question is, do you prefer this or the original NBA Jam? How do you remember NBA Hangtime? Was it in bargain bins in game stores where you live, or did you get it back in the day because you knew how much fun you had with NBA Jam? Let me know in the comments below, and until next time.